In Health Matters this morning, we're breaking down the difference between celiac disease and irritable bowel syndrome. Dr. Jigna Thakur is from Digestive Specialists and joins us this morning with these two conditions. First of all, good morning, doctor. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Hillary. Good morning to you.
And this is definitely something that people get very confused about, because when you start to get those symptoms in your gut, they can be a little confusing and they can mean a lot of things. So what is the difference between celiac disease and irritable bowel?
Sure. Celiac disease is actually an allergic reaction of the body to the gluten in the diet. So if you know an allergic reaction, you can have a rash, you can have swelling. Similarly, those things are going on inside the intestine. And when the intestine becomes abnormal, then it cannot do its function, which is to absorb nutrients. And because of that, you start having bloating, diarrhea, discomfort. Irritable bowel is not any kind of a problem with the parts. The intestine is working fine, but the nervous system that helps move the intestines is irritated for some reason. So it is hyperactive, it's more sensitive to the gas in the body than a normal individual, and then you have similar symptoms. So both diseases can have similar symptoms, but the actual cause is different. And sometimes people get confused just by looking at the symptoms without understanding what the reason is for those symptoms.
Sure, and what you eat really does matter with both of these diseases. And a lot of times people with irritable bowel will not eat gluten, thinking, well, that's going to help me, but not all the time is that true. So what foods do people need to avoid?
You know, if you have a definite diagnosis of irritable bowel syndrome, your doctor can discuss in detail. There are gas-producing foods such as broccoli, cabbage, onions, beans. A lot of pop can also just cause these similar symptoms. But you know, we don't like you to assume anything. Go to your physician, go to a digestive specialist, and help come to the right diagnosis, because all symptoms can be controlled as long as we know the diagnosis.
And what's interesting with both of these diseases, and any really disease that's going on down there with the intestines, is it seems as if it's almost growing, or at least getting more popular, if you'd like to say. And it's kind of with the foods that we're eating, all of that, you know, all of that processed food out there, it's becoming more popular. So something, if people get these symptoms, and you'll know what they are when you get them, you know, you need to go to your doctor.
I agree. In speaking of the foods, you know, it's very common for people to drink a lot of pop throughout the day. Pop is made up of high fructose corn syrup as the sweetener. And the body doesn't have the ability to deal with a lot of fructose sugar. We have glucose sugar that we put in our tea, coffee, regular foods. Fructose is a kind of sugar that the body doesn't know how to break down. And if you overload the body with fructose, then you're going to have bloating, abdominal discomfort. That could be something as simple as that. Okay. May not be irritable bowel, maybe just fructose overload.
Sounds good. Just get rid of that fructose. All right, doctor, thank you so much for coming in. Great information. For more on IBS or Digestive Specialists, log on to fox45now.com and click on Fox 45 in the morning. And of course, getting any of these symptoms, make sure you call your doctor right away.